everyone, welcome back to Film Tricks with Daryn. My name's Daryn and I'm here at NJ Film School. As I'm sure you've all heard the sad news, the school is closing at the end of the summer. Well, I've been tasked with cleaning up the soundstage. When I was in the back, I found this nifty switch. It said emergency cleanup. Sounds legit. Let's make my day a whole lot easier. Cool. Gotta go. This is Film Tricks with Daryn. My name's Daryn, and I'm here to teach you some fun filmmaking tricks, tips, and how-tos with a sprinkle of my own personal flair. Now, as you can see, I am here at the non-blown-up NJ Film School. But to achieve that, I use awesome AI technology. But that is in the editing section. You first need to know how we filmed it. So let's jump right into the set before we hear action. As always, let's start with the subject. Me. Next is the camera. I'm using my phone with an app called Beastcam. This app lets me control the video more than if I was just using my normal camera app. Now with lighting, I'm using good old natural sunlight for this. Nothing can beat the sun when filming outside. Last in our setup is sound. I'm using a wireless microphone that's attached to my camera and of course attached to me. I'm not using my on-camera mic because, well, it's far away and not that great. With everything set, now we film. The filming for this is pretty easy, if you can remember your lines, that is. Let's make my day a whole lot easier. I was so close. I have the camera locked down, not moving, and I act out the whole scene. The biggest thing I must make sure of is that I have at least 1 second without me in the shot to see the background clearly. This is for the special effect. Now on to editing. As always, I'm using Final Cut Pro, but you can apply these steps to almost any editing software. For this to work, I need to work with tons of layers. Layers are multiple video clips stacked on top or below each other. With the clip in the timeline, I'm going to add an effect called Scene Removal Mask. This is new to Final Cut. This effect is going to make my background disappear, just like if I had used a green screen. With the effect added and my background gone and me isolated, I now need to bring background back into play. I'm going to double the clip, add it underneath my main acting, and then take off the effect. This is now my background layer that I can turn on and off. Now I need to make a still frame. I'm going to use the moment right after I get blown down and export it out. This is where AI comes in. I'm going to go over to Canva. It's a free-to-use online graphic design tool. Once I upload the still frame and click Edit Photo, I'm going to only use one effect called Magic Edit. This is their AI-powered photo editing tool. This will let me paint out the parts of the picture that I want to change and add things to. I'm then going to go over to where it says Description and describe something that I want the AI to generate. It's going to make a new background that I had painted out, and I'm going to look through the photos until I find something I like, and once I do, I'm going to download it to my computer. Back to Final Cut. I'm going to add the new AI-generated background under my main clip and then cut the original background for when I want the effect to start. I actually like 2 AI pictures, so I'm going to combine them and make them into one. To do this, I'm going to go into my effects folder and get my draw mask. This is an awesome effect that is connect the dots meets scissors. I'll then cut around the object that I want to keep, and it's going to make these little dots. Once I connect the dots, it's going to keep the shape that I had made while everything else disappears. I'm going to combine the 2 backgrounds together for easy use. Right-click it, select New Compound Clip, and just like that, the 2 layers are now one. Now for the fun part. Explosions. I'm going to need to add a whole bunch of effects for this. Rock elements, fire elements, and smoke effects. I'm using an FX pack called Action Essentials. This isn't free, by the way, but you can find all sorts of packs out there that are both paid and free. I'm also going to have to time out the effects, so I'm going to move them all over the timeline. Some effects need to be retimed using the retime tool. I'm also needing to position and resize the effects too. This is achieved by using the transform button. And I also want some of the effects to look like they're coming from inside of the building. To do that, I need to copy the destroyed layer and put it on top of all the effects I want from inside of the building. I then need to go back and use my draw mask, cut around columns, making holes, windows, so that the fire and smoke effects look like they're coming from inside of the building. It's really simple and really effective. Now, this could take some time, depending on how many layers you want to add, of course. I used a ton at the end of the day. Once all the elements are added, you need sound effects to really sell it. And with that... And that's a wrap. Thank you all so very much for supporting our little channel all of these years. I started Film Tricks with Daryn at the height of COVID, and I've continued it to this very day because it's been fun. Being able to do filmmaking at home, on using your cell phone, using just yourself has been so creatively stimulating and awesome, and I hope that you have felt that way too. Just because the film school is going away does not mean that we're done filming. We're going to still be around, and I hope that you will use this channel to continue your filmmaking into the future. And I hope you remember these words. Keep filming.